Hey Aquarius, it's tarot time. My name is Kelsey and this is going to be your tarot reading. If you're not an Aquarius and you're watching this video, you can look at your birth chart and find what house Aquarius is placed in. Every house represents a different area of your life, so if you take in this reading through the lens of that area of your life, you'll find that it resonates a lot more. Since this is a timeless reading, if the title resonates with you, then this is probably going to be the reading for you. But also, if the first card resonates with you, this is probably going to be the reading for you as well. I'm saying probably to invite you to please use your intuition. So I am going to start shuffling and let's see what your first card is. Okay, I feel like you guys are struggling with inner harmony a little bit. I feel like when I personally have inner conflict, it bleeds into so much of my life in terms of the decisions that I make, even the small things like shopping for groceries or, buying clothes or something. Like I feel like if I have any type of inner conflict or inner turmoil, it bleeds into every area of my life. Like, forgetting things, forgetting appointments. And so I feel like that's what you guys are going through now. You're looking for some kind of stability and you're looking for some kind of peace, like inner harmony, inner peace, please God, like I need inner peace. And I feel like that's where you guys are at now. So, I mean, that's where we're going. You have to figure out where you're at to get to where you're going. And so let's see what the next card is. I feel like you keep moving forward, but then your mind keeps going back to some situation in the past. It feels like a past mistake. It feels like there's something in the past that's nagging on you, that's pulling on you. It just feels like you could have done something better, or like your inner critic is really coming through, and it's just you're beating yourself up over it, but you also understand that beating yourself up isn't exactly the way to go, but it feels like you can't really stop. And so it just feels like you keep playing tug of war with yourself, and it's super frustrating because you're so fed up over it. So I know when I'm in the space of feeling like I have a lot of inner conflict, it's really helpful for me to just sit down and write all of my inner conflict. Like literally just journal it, purge it on a journal. Don't judge it. It's going to sound kind of weird and it's going to sound overly dramatic, because when you have inner conflict and you're playing tug of war with yourself, each side of yourself is super extreme, right? Like you're on different sides of situations. So when you journal it and when you purge it out, it's going to sound very extreme and it's going to sound very intense. Don't judge yourself about it. Just purge it out, because once you write all of it down, you can step back and take the observer seat and really understand where all aspects of yourself are coming from, and then you can like really decide how to go forward. But if you're really just stuck in the inner conflict, it just feels like it has a grip on you that you would rather it not to have. So take a journal and just journal everything down. Even when you write what you did wrong or what I feel like there are really no mistakes. There's just lessons that have yet to be learned. So the way to release yourself from this quote unquote mistake is to gather the wisdom from the lesson. And then once you have the wisdom of the lesson, you can then move forward with the wisdom. So once you learn the lesson, your brain can go back to the lesson instead of going back to the mistake. So if you journal it out, it's a lot easier to transcend the consciousness level that you were at when you made the mistake. And then you can really just, use your wisest self to give yourself the advice that you need. Because I really truly believe that you have everything in you that you need in order to move forward, in order to have inner peace, in order to release yourself of this situation, this mistake, this hold that's trapping a lot of your energy in. So it's kind of funny how the Two of Wands, this card talks about moving forward, yet this person is looking back at your past. And so the message here is, in order to move forward, you need to first look back at your past. Look back at the situation. The way that I do it is through journaling. I feel like you could like have a voice memo on your phone or something, but just any sort of way where you can purge out all of your feelings and then take a step back and look at it. You could talk to someone who you really trust, but make sure that they are, wiser. Like, it would be really good to talk to a mentor figure. I don't know about talking to a peer, just because you want somebody with you want to transcend this situation. So sometimes talking to a peer can make it worse, and you don't want it to become gossip. So just be very mindful if you're talking to somebody about this. But truly, if you just journal out all of your inner conflict, you'll realize that it's actually not that, like, a lot of the time when I journal it and then I read it, it just releases, because my mind is like, that's so ridiculous, why am I even stuck on that? And then it just releases, so maybe it'll be a situation like that. But I really truly feel like having more awareness to the situation is going to do a lot for you in terms of being able to transcend this. Let's do one more card and then I'll get into the bottom of the deck. So the next card is the Fool card. Again, this person is looking back to your past as well. So the message is pretty clear. The way forward is to look backward and figure out the lesson, figure out the, what it is that you need to gain in order to move forward. Because it's oftentimes a lot more simple than you realize. Like, I had a moment in the past where I was just like being such a hater to people, and I was just, the feeling, when I journaled it was like, I hate this person, blah 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 blah, I feel so abandoned, blah blah blah. But the actual lesson was, oh, I just need space right now. Like, I just need alone time, I just need to ask for space. Like, that was the message, and that was the wisdom of that experience. So when you journal, it's gonna come out really extreme, and it's gonna come out really polarizing. But the lesson is oftentimes super simple and super clear, and it's something that you can take with you into your future. The reason why your mind keeps dwelling on it and you keep going back to it is because your body, it's almost like your system wants to gather everything that you've experienced and use it to your benefit the most, and use it to protect yourself with the most, and move forward with the most, in the most divinely guided way. And so since you keep going back to that, that means there's a missing piece there for you. So if you journal it and you maybe talk to a therapist or someone with it, with the intention of finding the missing piece that you can bring into your future to make yourself a better version of you, you'll find that it's number one, easier than you think. I mean, it's not easy. It's still going to be, it's still going to take some work, but it's going to free up a lot of your energy to the degree where the next time this happens, you're going to go into it a lot more readily, because it's so worth it. Like, the amount of energy that's going to be freed up is so worth it, is what I'm trying to say. So make sure that you have the intention when you do this of finding the missing piece, because it'll help you from getting stuck in it. It'll help you from being stuck in the moment. So I feel like you guys really need to purge out a lot of your energy and understand that there are some places where when you're alone, it's a lot of the time going to be the most helpful. Like, what I'm trying to say is, this is a time for self-awareness, and so it would be really helpful for you to be alone and really just purge it out and really have a lot of compassion for yourself and really figure out what it is that you're missing in order to move forward with your life. Something feels super haunting to you in terms of like when your mind flashes back to it, it just feels like a sting, it just feels like a burn, it just feels, you know, it just feels torturous of your mind just, pulling you into this experience and you pulling yourself out and playing tug of war with yourself. It feels like you're just fed up and you want out. So take the intention of, instead of, going into the situation and coming from a place of, oh, not again, really? Like, why am I so like this? Why can't I just be like this? That happened again? Why did that person treat me like that? What the heck? Go into that situation with the mindset of, okay, there's a piece for me, so in order to make myself a wiser, more evolved version of myself, what is it? What's the missing piece? What do I need to learn? What wisdom do I need to gain in order to be more evolved, in order to, move forward in a way that is different, in a way that is more wise, more evolved, lighter? What is there that I need to gain in order to move forward in this situation to make me better? Because there's something there for you. And if you are, instead of running from this, go into it with a hunter perspective of finding the missing piece, you'll find that it scares you a lot less. You get a lot less frustrated about it because you have a purpose and you have a mission. And when you have a goal in this way, it eases a lot of tension. So go into this situation that's weighing on you with the intent of finding whatever it is to make yourself better, to make yourself more evolved, more divinely guided, etc. Because you need it for your future. So I'm going to end this reading here. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you liked it, and I'll see you next month. Bye, Aquarius!